Spirituality and creativity. Yes, another one of these videos that talk about things that we can't define, we can't prove, and we know nothing about. Isn't it great? Talking about things that we don't understand. Well, I never said that I'm a teacher. I'm definitely not a guru. I'm not a rabbi, I'm not a priest. I'm not going to tell you what the universe is like and what you should be doing. What I am going to tell you is that if you start asking yourself the right questions, you might find a very interesting process of creativity, of spirituality, and of something that combines both of them together. And the concept that I want to talk about today is serendipity and coincidence. These are two things that are very spiritual because I don't believe in coincidence. I believe that things happen for a reason and that I don't know this reason. I don't know who knows this reason. I'm not a big believer in some God. I'm not a big believer in a plan that is written. We've already talked about fate and destiny. But what I do know is that I don't know. And what I do know is that coincidence is an excuse. It's too easy to believe that everything is random. It's too easy to believe that my actions are random, that the people that I meet are completely random, and there's no meaning. What is the meaning? I have no idea. Do you know? I don't even know what questions to ask in order to understand what is the meaning. I don't even know what questions to ask to know why I bump into this kind of person or not. Why do I meet a person that becomes influential in my life? And that works both ways. Sometimes it is someone that is influential in a good way. Sometimes it is someone that is influential in a bad way. That is an obstacle that comes to teach you. Recently, I had an episode with someone that started as a coincidence that looked like a blessing, turned out to be a curse, and then turned out to be a blessing again. Why? It turned out that what started as a very optimistic relationship, and I'm not talking about romantic relationship, I'm not even talking about work relationship, I'm talking about something different that encompasses my career, but my life and my development as an artist and a development as a spiritual being, as a person. It was an encounter that started with very high hopes. After a while, turned out to be vacuous and empty of meaning, and not only that, even a little bit harmful, which of course is something that is bad. You feel bad. You're depressed, you're sad, you had high hopes and suddenly they blow up in your face. But then you realize that what you learned from this episode and the next step is not only important, but it was necessary to reach that point. It was necessary for you to pass this obstacle in order to be in a better position, in a better point, in a better place on the road to where you're supposed to go. I am a big believer in serendipity. I'm a big believer that things happen for a reason, that people come to our life for a reason. I try to understand what this reason is. I usually fail. I usually give up. I usually understand that it is not that important to understand the reason, just that there is a reason. Things do happen for a reason, or at least this is what I believe. And again, we are talking about belief. There is no way to prove it. There is no facts that I can rely on. I can't find the book where it says, on this date you must meet this person, this place, and this will affect your life. So there's no way for me to prove it. The only way I can prove it is by experience, by seeing what happened, what were the coincidences that I bumped into, how it affected my life, how it affected myself, my development, how it affected the way I look at the future, how it affects the way that I walk into the future. I'm a big believer in serendipity. I don't know how it works. I don't know what it means. I don't know if it's good or bad, but I believe it's there. The fact that I believe it's there helps me being less anxious, helps me accept reality as it is, help me accept what happens to me. It is somewhat of a stoic nature. I used to be very stoic when I was younger. Now I just have small aspects of the stoic life in my thinking, in my behavior. This is one of them. Understanding that things happen for a reason, and you don't know what the reason is very calming. Now, usually I try to put this into my creative life. I try to put this into my creative life in a professional way because meeting people open opportunities. Meeting people open opportunities to do things, it open opportunities to learn things. It open opportunities to experience things. As a creative person, you always need to experience new things because you use these experiences in your creation. So my serendipity means that somebody, something has brought these experiences in my life for a reason. I must use them. I must use them in my music, I must use them in my art, I must use them in my writing. I must use them in my relationships with clients, in my design work. I appreciate serendipity. I don't believe in coincidences. You think for yourself. Look back at your life and think what things were coincidences, what were serendipity, what were written, what were planned, not by you. How did it work for you? What did you get out of these things? It's an amazing exercise. And again, for me, it just means that my life is better because I accept everything that happens. I accept that there is a reason. I don't know what the reason is, but I'm sure there is one. And that's good enough for me. Maybe it will work for you too.